Can you spin the wheel one more time, Pink?
Sure.
Spin that wheel.
Alright. Spinning the wheel.
I might want to veto if it sounds like meh to me, but
If the wheel post
Cat juggler.
overrides.
okay. A little thematically similar to what I did previously, but
Yeah, just make it an actual cat. Go full furry.
well, don't know about that one.
What's the cat race called?
Tabaxi.
Yeah.
I can work with this, I think.
Huh?
Gotta be more modern, more that one game, Burglars.
Styx, the two goblins.
Huh?
There's that game like Styx or something like that, and it's got the goblins.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
It exists. You're just gonna have to trust me.
You know what? Give it one more roll so I could see what my other option would be.
Alright. A witch.
Okay. Definitely gonna do the. Oh, actually, that's pretty tough. Both of those are
What was
kinda
it?
like
Oh,
outside
something
my
witch?
wheelhouse.
No, it's just witch.
Oh, just which?
Witch.
Which is which?
Yeah. I guess you could add like another wheel of like adjectives.
Yeah, that would be pretty
This
cool.
is the old witch. This is the
Yeah, or a verb. Or adverb or whatever. Like sage, explorer. I don't know. Do the super auto pet system. Here's a question. Did any of you guys watch the old fucking Scooby-Doo movies?
At some point.
yeah.
Probably.
Watch. What was it, Mystery Island or something?
Yeah.
There's a few that I'm thinking about. There's like the one where it was like it's just Shaggy and Scooby, and there was not the rest of the mystery gang, and they're like in the monster world in monster school, or like teaching monster school.
That does not ring a bell.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I think me and Veth have only seen the one where they go to the island and there's tiki.
I remember
shit.
there's tiki shit. Well, then there's the one that's like in Louisiana, and then it's like, oh, the monsters are real.
Well,
And it was like totally animated by an anime studio, or at least it kind of looks like it.
You're talking about the one where they teach the monsters, right?
No, I'm not talking about the one that I teach monsters. There was one where they go to like the fucking Louisiana ass bayou, and then there's actual zombies, and that's the whole twist, is that it's not some dude fucking like in a costume making it look like a thing. It's like they keep trying to unmask them, and then it's just like, oh, they're actually like zombies and like werewolves.
Okay. Pretty sure there's like a fucking Mario Kart episode or movie as well with Dracula and stuff too. Scooby-Doo. One of those Shaggy Scooby movies.
Possibly.
I'm not familiar with the Scooby-Doo lore. Sorry.
Yeah.
And there's the Cyber Chase one where they're like in a video game like Sword Art Online. There's multiple.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
It's like Red Shaggy.
I don't remember Red Shaggy.
It's Shaggy
The
with the
original
red shirt.
Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
I guess like Ender's Game, sort of like the original, right? I haven't read it, but like the main character goes into like a game and kills shit.
Well, no, I thought that's the thing, is that it's. I mean, I guess it's a spoiler. They told him it's a game. It's not a game.
Alright.
What game? What show?
Ender's Game, the book. I guess a movie, but it was a bad movie. But that's the whole thing, is that they train these kids and like, yeah, it's simulations, blah blah blah, this thing, do that. But then after a certain point in time, like they like shift them off of it being simulations and actually put them like in that they are like the fucking shipmaster of like their fleet or whatever, and just didn't tell them, just told them it was still simulations.
Based.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think any military would want to fucking work under those circumstances. It's the most like effective strategies are not the most humane strategies.
Yeah.
I was thinking like in fucking
not
StarCraft, where it's like empty the medevac into the baneling swarm, so that's one marine per 2 banelings, because that's the most efficient way to get rid of them. No, I might actually do fucking furry cat burglar. Got clear ideas. So annoying. It's either that or anime witch, which is probably more cliche at this point.
Do a bug witch.
Evergreen.
Bog witch.
Yeah. It's like a wretch in the
Yeah,
bog.
no, there's bog witches in the most recent T&D episode.
No.
No, the live stream.
Huh.
You know what? That sounds reasonable. Saves me from having to do fucking cat burglar.
Anything but that, please.
I'll just...
Fairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Now you're gonna
not
have to dodge all the furry.
Not a traditional furry. Let's be real here.
Oh, don't tell me. Nick!
And hideous
Jesus, whatever.
furry art style. They all share, except for like the 1%, the Giga Chad furries. That somehow make it look good.
Alright. Which archetype? I know in 2E they have it that you always have a familiar. Right?
What are we talking about?
Not true.
The witch archetype.
No, familiars were less common in 2E because they weren't like fucking.
Sorry. No, not D&D 2E. Fucking the better 2E.
Oh, a Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Never played.
Which is
Also the inferior 2E. Let's be real here.
The witches in 2E have like always have a familiar. And they like that's like their class feature, I think. I don't know, I'll just read it. Witch 2E.
Okay, well,
So if I type Witch 2E, it's gonna give me Pathfinder. I can scroll down forever and I'll never find D&D.
well, yeah, of course, because Pathfinder 2E came out more recently, and there weren't witches in 2E. There were hags.
Ah, okay. Alright. Hag 2E.
And the Hag 2E ones are just like more crazy, awesome versions of the 5E ones. I think. Actually, I don't know.
Alright. Well, it's alright. It is the second result if I type in Hag 2E. But you know what comes up first.
Hag 5E?
No. The Pathfinder. It's like a hag monster.
What's the hag in fucking Pathfinder like?
It's probably just called a fucking. Well, it's probably about the same.
It's just a monster.
Yeah.
Foul creatures who appear as wizened old women.
Yeah, so the same.
They have covens.
Yeah.
They hate humanity.
I don't know if hags in 5e and stuff hate humanity, just like to cause them suffering.
Huh. I think any creature alignments that have good and evil on them is retarded.
No.
It's like, I'm going to be evil. I'm a villain. You can murder me.
Yeah, but hags are like
and loot my dead body, and you're still good.
Alright, first of all, I work within the system. I think I have a morally gray world. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's some creatures.
Do you use evil as like a mechanic there? I feel like it's just sort of flavoring.
I
So
use
it's like,
evil.
sometimes they break the mold.
Use evil as mechanic. There's some creatures which are evil, like by nature.
Yeah.
Look, here's the problem. The second I drop like a holy sword, there's gonna be a fucking huge clusterfuck. Because Nair is gonna insist that he is actually lawful good, when we all know that is not true.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
alignment would you say it is?
All right, this might be controversial, but if pit bulls were a race in D&D, what is their alignment, Torb?
Pitbulls
chaotic.
can be
Say
neutral
one way or
because
another.
they are beasts.
Yeah, that's true.
Chaotic
Be
and neutral.
unaligned.
Unaligned. All right. So what constitutes as good? And then you have to go through this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, the snake.
Well, isn't it just like that? Evil is like more selfish, and then good is like more selfless.
All right.
That's what
So
I
evil is capitalism and good is socialism.
Sure.
False.
That's a hard sell.
So it's not what I said.
You have to think about it in enlightened self-interest. Okay.
Yeah, evil is anything that will attack me, and then good is anything I want to attack.
Yeah. What?
No, good is good is just me.
Yeah, I'm good. Everybody else is bad.
Yeah, that's the alignment chart. Anything that's ugly, evil.
Based. I'm
If it
trying to
doesn't look
think.
like me, it's evil.
I
Pretty
think
sure my-
the division should be like divine and hellish, not evil and good. There's two high concept, you know? Be
I
like,
get what
oh,
you're
these are like
saying.
divine aligned.
But then, like,
All right.
celestials.
I'm gonna postulate. Here's why evil's cool. Fucking hags being supernaturally evil is awesome. Like them being
Whereas,
this
like, cartoon villains.
quasi alien creature that is wholly malevolent, and it's like unrelatable.
Seeks nothing but your downfall.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool. I like that. The same thing with the fucking Darrow.
Yeah.
These things are total monsters. They're scary. They're dark, sinister, right?
Well, there's another thing about like the whole fucking alignment chart too, is that there's people think about just good and evil on it, but there's another thing of chaotic and lawful. Like the Celestials in D&D, they're lawful, but the thing is that like that conflicts with like normal people just as much as like evil would, because they're like totalitarians.
Well, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, but is it good? Is it good to fuck with normal people? Because they're totalitarian?
They think so.
Just call it holy or something.
But like, I mean, I guess. But then holy is like...
Oh, celestial.
Okay, well, here's the thing, right? Is that the one, they're probably super adverse of like making the weird Christians come after them again.
Mm-hmm.
But,
or light. I'm light aligned.
That sounds so dumb.
That's real cringe.
Yeah, well, calling yourself good aligned is even more cringe.
No.
Hey, I'm a good person. Guys,
well,
my
like, it's not like you
good.
fucking know.
It's the mechanic in the game.
Wait, no, but I'm saying like from in the game.
If you're evil, your spells look like this. If you're good, your spells look like this or whatever.
Here's the thing. I think you're thinking of it wrong. I'm gonna draw a little chart. Here's how my world looks. Here's a little box. This is the good box.
Yeah. Evil, soy jack, good.
Here's a big old line. This is the neutral line. And then here's the evil box over here. Most creatures fall in this fucking massive chasm between the truly good and the truly evil.
Can you share your screen?
I can share my screen. But it's not worth looking. It's just a fucking two boxes in a line. Letters.
Yeah, well, what's the point of a visual aid if it's not visual?
It's visual for the viewers, okay? So, good's over here, selfless people, who are willing to sacrifice themselves to save others. And, they're just good. You know what good is. Fucking...
No, we don't. That's the whole thing. All right, I'm Joseph Goebbels. I'll sacrifice myself to save Hitler. I'm good, right?
I don't think so.
No, I'm not.
So there's another aspect, which is like overlooking suffering, which is evil.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of traits which are in the good box, and a bunch of traits which are in the evil box. And if you have too many of the evil box traits, you're no longer in the good box. You're in the neutral box.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't think people can agree on what's good and what's evil.
I think that's bullshit.
I mean, you don't have to have a fucking...
violence is good. Being selfless is good.
Okay.
Like, when Pink and Morgan were advocating not to slaughter everyone in the fucking temple, that's good behavior.
Yeah, well, look, Andrew and Arias have killed a fucking billion hobgoblins. What's a couple more?
That's evil.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for like normal people, but is that good in like the
cosmic
in the D&D sense?
goblin-hating
I don't know.
god?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Hobgoblins are kind of fucking,
Oh, look, I was playing the goblins as a neutral race, and Maglubia is like a kind of shitty god, but not like the total shitty god. Okay.
I do like that, lore of them. Is that Maglubia is like a fucking subjugator?
Yeah, subjugation.
I'm saying is that if you brought these alignments to like the if you like had one of those isolated island tribes people in your campaign and you're like, oh, this is good and this is evil, they're gonna have like such a hard time grasping it because it's what we think good and evil is. Like, what do you mean I can't kill this defenseless animal? I'm hungry.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't think that...
Animals, less worthy of consideration. Fuck animals.
Yeah, well then other people would disagree because like imagine like a dog person's like, oh, I'm so...
Well, look, they're fucking stupid. Well, then they're gonna go play a druid and they're gonna go argue about it, and then
exactly.
Campaign writes
like,
himself.
oh, well,
okay.
If you call it divine, you can just hand wave it and say, oh, well, the god in this world doesn't give a shit. So tough. But if you're like good and evil, you're like hammering down, oh, this is what good means. I think
there's a problem. You're being too nitpicky with it. There's characters that everyone would be like, these guys are good, with it. And these guys are evil, right?
Yeah.
Like, fucking... Okay, for example, Kazuma Kiryu is getting his ass fucking tore up by this one fucking Yakuza douchebag who keeps coming back for him. The guy, like, comes up and bashes him in a motorcycle, right? It's awesome. He's, like, driving a motorcycle in the sewers somehow.
Yeah.
And he smacks Kiryu across the arms with a fucking lead pipe. This is the second time he's tried to kill Kiryu. Kiryu wins the battle, and he grabs the pipe, and it looks like he's going to finish the guy off. Then he drops the pipe. Because he's a good person, he does not kill.
Isn't he in the Yakuza there?
Huh?
Isn't he in the Yakuza?
No, at that point...
Like the Japanese
he's
gay or whatever? Okay.
Anyways, yeah, he shows mercy to his enemy, even though his enemy wouldn't do it to him, because he's principled. That's a good character.
I
think most people think, yeah, it's good. I think that's as good as you need.
It's as good as it gets.
No, okay, I was just saying that most people is like pretty good metric, but doesn't have to be most people.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be that one asshole who's like, oh, well, a good character has to be like halal or something, and it's like, well,
that's autism, though.
You think it's autism because it's from your perspective, but they just think it's fucking normal. It's like, oh, I was raised this way. This is what good and evil is. And you were raised your way. That's what good and
There's
evil
some
is.
traditional Muslim values, whatever, which makes sense.
All right,
like,
well, all right. I put this conversation in a direction I don't think is wise to continue down.
well, look, I'm praising the Muslims, so that's why it's fine. Like, being kind of against gambling and shit like that makes sense to me.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of like the Ten Commandments and things like that were like just kind of fucking good ideas, especially for back then. To be like, yeah, don't do this. Like these are rules to like kind of not fuck up your life.
Yeah, and then they put in other
chill.
stuff like you're not allowed to fuck butts, which is weird. But yeah.
Yeah, let us fuck butts.
But I mean, the general like concept behind a lot of it, which is like self-restraint, stuff like that, that's sort of understandable or whatever too. Still,
I just think it's...
that'd be lawful. That wouldn't be good or evil, in my opinion.
Yeah. Look, I think an alternative is better than what we have.
I can see that, but I don't know. I think there's enough nuance to it, but it's like it falls apart if you look at it harder. But if you're just kind of like, if I don't know, if 7 out of fucking 10 people would agree, like, oh yeah, that's kind of a good thing to do, then it's like that's good enough to just be like, yeah, like, good aligned, whatever. I think that it's not like a super in stone thing, and the alignment is a very like fast.
7 out of 10 is a shit number. One person's unhappy at the table, when you can just change the language.
Here's another
and everyone's happy.
Unicorns.
I don't think that you would have something that made everybody happy because like
unicorns,
it's
dragons.
Like,
yeah, just call them divine. Just
shit.
I understand half of your reasoning, but none of it justifies why it's better than just calling it divine.
Because
something.
like there can be evil divine creatures, like fallen angel is the archetype.
Fallen angel, just call them hellish.
But they're not hellish; they're divine but evil. They still do radiant damage and everything. Yeah, or the Imperials. Well, it's the same stat blocks, but some of them are good and some of them are evil.
You're stuck with divine as like a category of monster. Just don't call them divine anymore. It's not that hard.
Calling them evil, good or evil. Celestial, evil.
No, it's not very celestial of you to do all these things that aren't in the name of your God.
Not true. There's many fallen angels in biblical mythology. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, but the whole about hell is that there's a fall, right? Running the whole show or whatever. It's like eternal damnation or something. But
yeah, or something.
They're not mutually exclusive. You just call it, oh yeah, he's evil. He's not celestial.
But celestial's like a taxonomical grade is the thing.
Would you call Lucy? Alright. I guess you could call demons celestials as well then. Because they're like born from Lucifer or something. I don't know Christian lore.
In Christian lore, yeah, they are celestials, but in fucking D&D, they're a different creature.
See? I know they're a different creature in D&D. The idea is what would change about D&D. It's like saying, maybe multi-class should have more than one extra attack. And then you reference, in D&D they don't. That's not a good argument.
Okay, here's the thing. Part of the fantasy is there's objective good and bad. Okay? When you don't have that, it's fucking gray fantasy. It's dark fantasy.
Yeah. I think that's more reflective of how we play the game.
Sorry, repeat.
I think that better reflects how people play the game.
Yeah, it's because people are fucking chaotic neutral in real life. Don't want to play a good character.
Yeah.
That's not a fault of the good or evil.
I just think putting
moral
good and
failing of
evil
players
as a mechanic.
themselves. I'll have you know. They just aren't good enough to be good. That's why Gary Gygax put such restrictions on the Paladin back in the old days.
Yeah. I guess if it's just prefaces, this is what good means in this world.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's what
You
Gary
just call
Gygax did. There's a whole section on what all the alignments mean.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that also
probably
exists in a 5e book as well, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I just think it's betrayed by the language. It's like saying melee weapon attack. Like, this is what good means, but it's not good. It's just what it means in here. Well, then, right?
I don't know. I feel like this is some moral nihilism I'm hearing. Part of the fun of like stories and stuff is that there's like people who are actually like fucking good. It's not just like the endless edginess fest. It's like, oh, everyone's gray all the time, always.
This conversation's gone beyond what I can think about.
Well, I'm sorry. If I seem a little dismissive, just bear in mind that I'm operating off of like 60% brain RAM because I'm like trying to save the strong from looking like pile of dog shit.
I've been too distracted.
Nah.
All I mean is that I've gotten to the point where I can't just ramble what's off the top of my head. I have to think about what I say. And that's doesn't make it for like casual conversation anymore.
Yeah, that's cool about it. I appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
If you don't want to talk about good and evil games, that's fine. Could redirect the conversation to more arty stuff now that all the like art people have already left because we're 27 minutes into the video.
Yeah, rambling about morality.
Yeah, morality.
In D&D.
Well, tangentially related to D&D.
No, it's completely about D&D. Not said anything substantial.
Okay, but if good was in another game, you'd have the same criticism, right?
Yeah, but it isn't in any other game. I have like blue option and red option. They don't call it good and bad.
Oh yeah, Paragon.
It's heavily implied, but yeah.
I think that's dumber. Dumber than good.
I don't think any game designer has the moral authority to call one thing good and one thing evil for like for I don't know, every situation.
Well, that's why you don't. I guess that's fair.
Do I get a good point for this action or a bad point?
Well, see, exactly. Like this is why
bad design.
I still advocate for the thing of like that. It's
then you argue with the DM. No, it should be evil. This is good.
And that you treat them not like a moral fucking like high ground thing or not, but you just treat them like this.
To murder everyone else. If I didn't do that, it's a good act. It's not evil. Argue with the DM for 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, so that's why it's stupid. Because you're treating it like a moral fucking imperative, right? When I just feel like it should be treated as like good is selfless, evil is selfish, lawful and chaotic explain themselves, and that on your character sheet is a idea of generally how this character will act.
Yeah, it's called selfless and selfish. There's no ambiguity.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying the fucking the system we have Is chaotic good, evil? Well, because chaotic selfish sounds like ass too.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the fucking Darrow. That is chaotic evil.
Chaotic selfish.
They are chaotic selfish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, from their perspective, they are not evil.
The Darrow? No, they
From
know
my
they're evil.
perspective, the Jedi are evil.
Didn't they have like this justification or something? It's like, oh, you guys came in here and killed us, so it was our revenge.
No, the Darrow, they
They're not like
just don't like humans. That's their whole lore.
there's a humanist perspective of good and evil.
Oh, no, they hate
Good
all...
likes humans, evil. Well, you know,
Here's the thing. The Darrow...
if you think
their
about
lore
how, okay,
is that they live for two things: to cause suffering to demi-humans, especially humans, and the collection of like wealth and power, and especially like magic. Actually, they don't really care much about wealth. It's like wealth of magic items. Those are their two traits. So I don't think they think they're good. I think they're more like, ho ho ho, I poked this human in the eyeball and they cried. Ha ha ha.
all right. So when they're raising their children, they're thinking, hey, I'm raising you of how you should not act in this world.
Yeah, it's like the Megamind
don't.
scene where he's in jail and then they have the flashcards and the cop and they shake their heads and then bad guy they nod their heads. That's what raising Darrow is like.
First of all, Darrows are like born geniuses. They raise themselves. They're complete monsters.
Right.
Second of all, they're like,
can you be born evil?
They're communal. Okay, they're like communists.
Well, I think that's
They don't
just the
have
suspension
parents.
of disbelief kind of required to like do D&D.
Make a simple, stupid, good and evil black and white system. Darrow are not fully evil. I can fix him.
I can fix them. You're gonna try
It's
to fix
like-
the Darrow? I mean, well, good luck with that.
Here's the thing. There's
Saying
like-
it out loud, it seems fucking dumb. I think.
I take it back.
Here's the thing.
I can fix him.
It may or may not be a non-evil Darrow, but most of them are evil. One is obviously like a freak mutation. That's why he was banished from the Darrow tribe.
Yeah.
He's also evil, just less so.
It'd be kind of fun finding like the fucking Darrow that they kicked out because he's like too nice and he's still like he's still like a complete asshole, but he's just not murderous.
Well, there is a character like that. It's been long forgotten though.
Sad.
It is Sag.
Maybe we'll gas him.
No, it's not in there. Not in the cave.
Alright, what was I look? I was looking up the witch for 2E. Your patron has. Oh, witch is like a warlock.
Yeah, they were kind of warlocky.
They give you a familiar.
Are the Pathfinder warlocks like the 3E warlocks or like the 5E warlocks?
Like the 5E, and your familiar is also your spell.
What?
That's kind of weird.
Is your spellcasting focus?
It's like if you lose your familiar, you can't cast, you can't prepare new spells.
Oh, kind of like that. Do you have to do something to like get it back, or is it just like
It's game over.
fuck you?
If your familiar dies, your patron replaces it in your next daily preparations.
Okay,
Actually,
we're
I
just
don't
like
know.
kind of fucked for a day.
Using your familiar as a conduit. Patron.
See, that
But
makes me
it
just think of like a witch with like a black cat, and they just pick up the cat and go like witch bolt. And, like, flies out of the fucking cat.
Fly Savage.
Which I mean, that sounds funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Man, I think the warlock in 5e is my favorite like class in the game.
here's the
Cool class.
I really like the concept.
Needs
of
more
3
spell
Warlock.
bullets, so.
I don't know. I've heard things about the 3 Warlock, so I've only got like an idealized, hypothetical version in my head. You know? But the way the 3 one apparently was it didn't have spell slots at all. It just had like magic cantrips that the god gave them. But like they were just full on spells, so they could just cast.
I think that's pretty fun too.
You know, like the fucking invocation that lets you cast Sky Self. It's like that.
It was just like that. I mean, I think that's fun too. I kind of like the idea of like, I mean, I know this is like asking way too much for like a D&D campaign, but I don't know. I like the idea of like, the warlock basically has to like every time be like, look, I really need like you to do some type of magic bullshit right now. And the patrion's like, I don't know. You know, obviously they wouldn't let him just get killed because they still need to do something. But it's like, I don't know if I want to give you a fireball right now. That sounds like a lot of effort. Are you sure you really need a fireball? You could think up a solution on your own.
It's like the constant begging for the spells.
Yeah. Making you kiss the fucking boot.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes more if you have like a fucking like demon as your patron. Like the other ones,
One
Fae would
crumb of fireball, please.
Yeah, like the fucking Fae would be like, yeah, dude, have a billion things to explode. I don't care. That's funny, you know. Hee hee. And Great Old One is like, you know, I don't know. Hunger Hadar.
Just
Like,
static in your head 24/7.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
It's like ASMR porn.
Yeah.
Just brown noise constantly.
Brown noise, 24 hours, repeat, enabled.
Yeah. You can't turn it off.
I feel like the old one would be like you have to do stuff to bring it closer to reality and it'll give you more spells.
Yeah, probably. But then maybe that's like a thing that like fucking like casting Hunger of Hadar like increases its fucking influence over the material realm just because like, you know, you did it.
It's his little arms that
Yeah.
You just gotta
Yeah.
draw like enough circles, sacrifice enough chickens, and bring them like 1 centimeter closer to the prime material plane. I'll give you some juice.
Alright, sacrificing chickens. If you eat it, it's not evil.
Well, that's not a sacrifice.
Well, it's
at least in like the weird occult sense.
Alright. If you think about the Dwager using the fucking chicken telephone, if he just eats the chicken after, who gives a shit?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't care because he's hungry. He's like, you eat KFC.
He didn't nuke the chicken because he was hungry. He nuked the chicken to like send a message. It's not just like killing a chicken. It's like putting the chicken in the fucking chicken juicing machine.
Farmers do not kill chickens because they're hungry. They kill chickens to make money.
So,
Are they
evil? But there is a little bit of like, hey, let's try to not prolong animal suffering in there. This guy's like, I'm going to put this bird in the bird torture machine.
To prolong its suffering as much as possible.
Yeah, dude, it was sitting there for like 40 fucking seconds going like...
No, it was in there for like a couple minutes, actually.
Yeah, because it was there the entire time that you were on the fucking radio.
Yeah.
And then it just comes out a smoldering little fucking, like, turkey pot pie.
I'm pretty sure it tastes pretty fucking bad.
It'd just be fucking, you know, torched.
Yeah, but what if he just forced it down to be good?
Look, I'm sure that there's some.
I want my spell to be yellow.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some Dwagar who's like, you know, yeah, dude, I'm gonna eat all the fucking birds we mulch.
Man, first,
but you know what?
They don't mulch that many birds. They mulch people, but the birds are just like a convenience for that guy. He doesn't have the like Slavers Guild, College Granheim.
All right, if they eat the people, then they're evil, right?
Well, yeah, clearly.
I mean, I think that they're kind of already evil, quite frankly.
Look, the Dwagar are not going to lower themselves to eating fucking humanoids. That's Darrow activity. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, hexes. That's like quintessential witch shenanigans.
Yeah. Curses, stuff like that. Evil magic.
Mhm.
Dark magic, I guess. Less evil than evil magic.
Does
Mhm.
the hex spell in fucking D&D has like another like little weird thing attached to it other than
And it's like
doing
disadvantage
damage.
on ability checks with the chosen skill.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, I guess.
It's cool.
Warlocks and sorcerers feel very similar.
I
I
mean,
feel like if you just switch some of the wording, no one would give a shit. If they like published it with like the wording switch, like, oh, this is what a warlock is now, I guess.
Well, the thing
I
is,
was gonna be like, oh, warlocks don't do this and this.
I feel like
if
that
they
they
just
really
cast
start
magic
to
out of their
like,
ass.
yeah, that too. But I feel like they start to like separate more that you go because like later on, sorcerer is going to be like getting this big spell list and stuff like that. But like past like what is it like 5th level spells or something like that? Like you don't get spell slots for them anymore, and like
Yeah, that could
they
just be
become just like a once per day thing.
Something like that.
And plus, the warlock spell list is kind of fucking badass.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
kinda.
spell lists probably switch, like you'd notice, but like the rest of the class, I don't think anyone would bat an eye if like, oh, well, let's have meta match, sure, because they have like a god
Well,
giving them
here's the
magic.
problem.
Who cares?
Sorcerer spell list also used to suck before the new books. I'm pretty sure like Clockwork Soul and just like get a bunch of wizard spells for free now has a really good spell list.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if that's the sorcerer or the cleric though. I think it's sorcerer.
No, the divine soul one is the one that's cleric. I'm pretty sure that the clockwork soul one is like wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I've like sorcerer is a class that I don't really like. I don't think I've ever played a sorcerer. I have, but it's like for like one session.
Man, this is just potato woman. Fuck me.
I mean, you know, sometimes you have a mighty need. Make that nose bigger, schnoz that out.
Yeah, I could make it more like a witchy face. That would help the
Yeah.
aesthetic.
And then like a bunch of like fucking gross ass hair hanging in their face and stuff.
Probably need to extend the face more too. Make it like, oh.
Mm.
See, I was saying just attach a fucking triangle to her face.
I can go all the way. Oh yeah, big witchy nose.
Mm-hmm. You know, this could be a very like not true thing.
Cool.
But I remember hearing something that like the whole like witches having big nose thing was like rooted in anti-Semitism, but that seems like a fucking reach.
Everything with a big nose is anti-Semitism.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Actually anti.
I don't know. A lot of fucking people have a lot of other like yeah. There's so many other groups of people with big ass fucking noses.
It's just been appropriated.
Mm-hmm. I actually have no idea what the origin of witches are. Just ugly women that wanted to burn, right?
Yeah,
Didn't even
they're
have
like
to be
you are
ugly,
so
just
fucking
people they
ugly.
wanted to burn.
Yeah, I saw her casting magic with her big nose. Die, Uggo.
Yeah.
Did you know witches are made of wood? They float.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dumb, because people just normally float.
Yeah. Of course. Oh god.
Well, that's why you measure their weight against that of a duck. Because ducks also float.
Naturally. God. People are fucking dumb as balls back then.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they weren't dumb. They just had like really
bad
wild
education.
justifications.
Yeah.
They're just like, man, I hate this fucking old bitch. I need to
Yeah,
river.
yeah. The whole village just hates that person, and like the duck thing.
Like,
Sure, that makes
witchcraft.
sense.
Like,
Sure.
well, we can't just kill her.
She's a
Like,
witch.
all right, what kind of bullshit do we come up with?
Oh,
It's like ducks. Like, yeah, sure, all right, sure, whatever. I don't care. Just kill her.
ducks thing's the Monty Python.
What
Not
was
a real
that?
test. The ducks thing was the Monty Python reference. They did not weigh people
Yeah.
against ducks because they'd never hang any.
They did even dumber shit than that.
Sure they
Well,
did.
They like tie them down and like, oh, if they float and something, or if they burn or whatever. It was even more retarded. But surely that it's just like, why would I kill you anyway? It was just a bullshit we managed to come up with in the 2 minutes
Yeah.
we sat down to talk about
it's like,
it. The guy
On the
giving
subject
out
of
the
witches,
sentence is like his little note. Is
I
like,
know that there used to be a thing too where it was like bestiality stuff. If somebody was like found out about it, they sentenced the person to death and the animal.
that's based.
But
Yeah,
apparently there's like a
it is.
trial for the animal sometimes, and there's a couple cases of like a donkey being like acquitted or something.
What?
Yeah, just random shit where there's like, well, it's a nice donkey.
It's a good donkey.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, donkey didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, because that was the thing, that it was like apparently that they had a trial to see if like the animal was like fucking in on it, or I guess I don't know.
Yeah, if the donkey was raped or if it was a willing participant in
Yeah.
the crime.
That's my donkey. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you killing him?
Yeah, so they'd see if it gets horny when it sees like a woman or some shit, right? That was the test.
guess. I don't know what they were testing for.
No, that makes sense, actually. In a weird way. The donkey was a willing participant, then it's guilty of the crime of bestiality. Otherwise, it's free to go.
That test is not flat. You couldn't do that.
Person's
Right?
what?
Because statutory rape is like, you have to apply it to other areas of statutory rape.
I'm pretty
And,
sure
I
they
don't
didn't
think that would
invent
fly.
yet.
Yeah, but the concept of like it working or not, I don't think it'd work.
Don't think what would work.
Fuck.
Testing whether the animal gets hot and bothered.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's into it, that was the reasoning, right?
Okay, maybe back then, but the whole thing is that they can't get into it.
Well,
Maybe on some level, but not your level. That's the whole thing. That's the whole modern thing.
actually, I heard
Maybe
that
maybe
birds,
bestiality was wrong for a different reason back in
yeah,
the
I heard that
medieval age.
birds actually become sexually attracted to their owners.
Damn.
Birds have the thing where if you pet them the wrong way, they'll get
They
sexually
get a little into
attracted.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that? If you have to pet their feathers a certain way or something,
Wait, what?
Unless they get a little frisky.
or like don't pat their head or something,
Where else?
because
would
they
you
like
pet a
it
bird?
too much. I don't know, the back, the wings. I don't know. I have no idea. I just heard it offhand. This might be
Yeah, so that's
clearly
how you
like-
avoid it. Your bird pair bonding with you.
yeah, something like that. Like, oh, this person is my wife now.
It's like,
Bird
nah, this
perspective.
bird's got to be an incel
It's
forever.
like, no, I'm just petting you, dude. Chill. Birds live fucking forever as well.
Yeah.
If you fuck up, that's a long fuck up.
Unless you kill them, yeah.
That is true. Must be so weird to have a fucking eye on each side of your head, too. Birds do, I mean.
Yeah, not being able to see like a finger in front of you.
Yeah.
Can they see a finger in front of them? They see their own beak. I guess their beak covers the spot they can't see. Somewhat.
You know what? It was reasonable enough for me for now. I probably should have done more thumbnailing, as always. To come up with something more interesting. But it is.
Oh, I guess the weirdest thing about having sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, you go.
I think the weirdest thing about having eyes on the side of your head would be that you can't focus your eyes on anything.
Yeah.
Well, you
It'd just be
focus
like
the one
two-
eye on the thing, right?
Yeah, but how good is that? You have like
Well, close
very
one
little
eye.
depth.
How good
Your
is it?
brain just fucking compensates for it.
No, close
It's the
one
same
eye.
thing as, like-
How good can you see?
Well, I can see fine, except I
But
have
now
no
you don't
depth
have binocular
perception.
vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
you
they're
see
just used
good
to not
enough.
having binocular vision.
Yeah, I guess anything that moves they're running away from. So they don't need to be like, oh, it's 10 meters away, maybe I should fuck off.
Bro, how much detail do you actually need on that? Like the two eyes, is
Yeah.
that really that good?
I'm on your side now.
I'm just saying, I've got a pen on my desk, I have one eye closed, I've grabbed it successfully. I've put it back. Clearly I can gauge depth without both my
Okay,
eyeballs.
try driving.
With one eye, I probably could, if I could drive.
Sure, you could drive, but it's not as good.
Aren't people with one eye allowed to drive? If you have like an eye patch or whatever?
It's a good question.
Really?
I don't know.
I
It
didn't know
probably
that.
depends.
Pretty sure you're only like legally blind if you're like actually blind. Or like
No.
have
There's
shitty
a lot of
blurry
things
vision.
that make you legally blind.
Huh?
There's a lot of ways to be legally blind.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to
So,
not
like-
being able to read a sign, right?
Maybe.
Shit like that.
Yeah, probably. And it's definitely
Gotta be. That has to be at least like one criteria.
Yeah.
Can't read a sign. Probably shouldn't drive.
Well, I know if you have
I thought the
if you
sign
have like
said
a seizure,
100 miles per hour.
you can't drive for like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, makes sense. Don't want people spazzing the fuck out while driving.
Yeah, but they don't have the same thing for like if you have a stroke. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, this means they need to expand the laws, make it harder to drive if you're old.
Very true.
Okay, well anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you next time for more Torb Draws. Goodbye!
Huh? Bye bye.